The Poverty Truth Commission was a 2-year project that brought together some of Scotland's civic leaders with people at the sharp end of poverty. Together, this group of commissioners and testifying commissioners have worked in true collaboration to discover the truth about poverty and find real solutions to it. Our motto is "Nothing about us without us is for us," because we believe poverty will never be truly addressed until those who know it firsthand are at the heart of the process.
A revolution is the best way to describe it, definitely. A revolution and a revelation.
It started off as two groups of people, and those two groups of people after the first meeting came together and we're one group.
The Poverty Truth Commission is not rocket science. It's about getting people in the same room together and trusting them to make the difference that needs to happen.
I was particularly interested that you could take the model of truth and reconciliation in South Africa, how it had been adapted through New York, and was really interested to see how it could apply in Scotland.
I realised the importance of all different people from different communities getting involved in things, and as someone who enjoys community work, it was an opportunity for me to explore something different, something new.
I was a bit hesitant, but afterwards I thought, this might work, and decided to get involved.
But I stayed involved, I think, because of the experience of going to that first meeting in the city chambers.
The day that the main event happened was absolutely wonderful.
And I am still stunned by the quality of the testifiers, the original testifiers' statements.
It was very imaginative, and I think that was good. There was already a tremendous sense of the resources that were there, the skills and the strength that was in the community that we were talking about.
What was pleasant that day was that it wasn't about blame.
And it's not easy to tell your story when the story is filled with ambiguity. It's a kind of exposing yourself.
It's I found it a bit scary because there was a lot of people there, and just to stand up in front of 400 people, it's a bit intimidating for me.
I just think that there was a real authenticity about it, because the people that were doing the talking are the people who have experienced it.
It was really emotional for me to tell my story in the first event. There's no easy opening up your life like that to the things that you've been through and maybe suffered.
Standing up in front of commissioners, quite high profile people, hoping that they could make a difference for us.
I think anybody who was there would not come away unmoved.
The first meeting was really quite a strange occasion. It felt very much like them and us from whatever perspective you looked at it.
The big rooms and the big tables are intimidating for everybody. I think we're all behind the tables and we were still behind the masks. And I think it took 2 or 3 meetings before we actually got out from behind the masks.
Each group had to move toward the others in a way that everyone would understand.
I think it started to change when, first of all, we got rid of the table, and secondly, when people began to become friends of one another.
And after 2 years working together with the commissioners, there was only us all in there together, working together for the same goals.
They sharing the people's experiences and how they came along.
They all learn from one another, they all present their case better as a result of it, and put together they create a great synergy for change.
I think for me what's been important about the Poverty Truth Commission has been the depth with which it has looked at poverty.
It's a first time for us people in the communities to have a say in such matters.
And this feeling for the first time in about 25 years of work that I was in a group of people who could actually do something.
I found this an honest campaign together, that's it.
I think a lot of time was required for this project because it's just so unique, so special and fragile as well.
The idea of speaking on behalf of people is gone nowadays, and you have to ensure that people are able to speak for themselves.
It's activised everyone involved with it. It's activised everybody and changed people's perspectives, and I think that that's really important.
For us to have the confidence even and speak out about these children and their needs takes a lot of courage.
And you know, for me, the inspiration of the Poverty Truth Commission is that every single one of the original testifiers have all got aspirations, and I think the government needs to hear that. They've all got aspirations.
Still got a long way to go, but we're noticing good bits of success.
I don't feel powerless anymore. I feel like I have a voice. I feel like my voice is something to say, and that people will listen if you're speaking to the right people.
I think I would have liked to have done more. I think with the violence stuff, I think I would have liked to have done loads of stuff with that, but it's just very difficult just with having the baby.
Certainly I have gone from an understanding that in the main was based on statistics and reading reports to actually seeing the reality of poverty in Scotland.
What has changed for me is being able to make some new relationships and some good friends.
I've made friends that I'll have for life.
Particularly being involved in the kinship care group encouraged me to think through logically what can be done, because people are not interested in just saying, "Oh, I really think you're marvellous and I feel so sorry for you." They want action, so it's how you take it that next stage.
And to understand how, when we're trying to tackle issues like poverty, you need the people who can make the connections and understand how policies developed and that have relationships with people of influence, and you also need people who are affected by the issues, because without each other it's not a whole and it's not a complete picture.
And what's changed for me, if you like, is I've been able to form bonds with people that I would have never have even seen myself sitting in a room with.
There's a whole range of other disadvantages that are not and won't just be fixed by money. First one is actually having a voice and being listened to, and so it reinforced what I knew, and that of course then spills into everything that I do.
To hear them speaking now is just it's absolutely wonderful. For them to know they've got a voice and to use it, and the louder they use it, the further on they'll get.